Hey everyone, and welcome back to the #1 Creepypasta channel on YouTube. Tonight's story is all about the doghouse. Please be sure to like the video down below. Comment where and what time you're listening to this at. The more likes and comments this channel gets, the more YouTube will push it and will help me get out of this rain. Enjoy the story, enjoy the narration, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
$20 per hour. That was the pay rate and the reason I accepted the babysitting job I'd been looking at for the past couple of weeks. Adding on to that, the parents both worked full time, which was the whole reason this babysitting thing happened in the first place. I do have a job. It's just that I'm close to finishing my senior year of high school, and I want to have at least a little bit of extra cash for college. No broken girl here. And it's no small sum of cash either. The father, David, is a lawyer, and the mother, Lindsay, is a dentist. So I guess the money is just burning holes in their pockets. No complaints here though. According to the post I saw on Facebook, it would be a week-long process. But it was only overnight, and I have next to nothing for schoolwork anyway. Looking for an evening babysitter, it said. Preferably local if you are able to. Requirements. Number 1. Have some experience in taking care of children. Our daughter isn't high maintenance, but you should still be able to care for her. Number 2. Have your driver's license and a car. Number 3. No history of crime or violations of any kind. Number 4. Be a female sitter. We've just agreed that we feel more comfortable with a female sitter. Number 5. Call every 2 to 3 hours to give any updates or just let our daughter say hi to us. Number 6. If you're babysitting for us, then any of our food is your food too. Oh, in addition to that, feel free to use any of our appliances. Once again, if you're babysitting for us, then what's ours is yours. Number 7. Sitting sessions will start at 6 p.m. and end around 5 a.m, so about 11 hours. Number 8. Lastly, if any dogs try to get into the house, don't let them. We don't own any pets, and there have been multiple dogs stalking the area around our house for the last few weeks. Okay, lastly, our daughter's name is Emily. And the very last thing, there's a small rock in the driveway next to the front door. If you shine your light on it, it sparkles. There's a key to the house in it. That's how you'll get in. Alright, thank you. Emily is a bit strange, but she's a wonderful kid, and I'm sure you too will have a great time. So those were the only requirements. Seemed like it was an easy gig. It was a Thursday night, 5:45 p.m, and I was just getting ready to drive over to the house. According to the map app, it would only take about 10 minutes. The parents told me prior that the daytime sitter left around 6, so there was a chance I'd run into them. 5:55 p.m. Pulling into the driveway, I saw that my car was the only one there. I guess the day sitter left a little early. Whatever. I was here now, so it was fine. I got out of my car and genuinely had to stop and look at the house. I stood in front of it. It looked to be 2 stories and the exact archetype of the rich people home, but I wasn't complaining. Taking the advice from the post, I shone my light upon the rocks in the driveway until it came upon one that glittered. Using the key, I let myself in. There, Sitting on the couch watching some cartoon was Emily. She was really short, blonde hair, all that stuff. She looked over at me and smiled.
Are you my babysitter?
She seemed friendly enough, so I responded in kind. Yep, hope you're okay with me.
You look nice.
And that was it. I set my bag on the counter and went over to the couch, plopping down right next to Emily. I began to ask her some questions. So, what's up?
I'm watching my favourite TV show.
Oh yeah? I responded, looking over to the television where a loud, energetic show was playing. Whatever entertained the kid, I suppose.
Yeah.
She said, kicking her feet. How old are you, Emily? She looked down and then up at me with a smile.
I'm 7.
Oh, cool. I'm 18, but I'll be 19 in a few months.
Do you know what time it is?
I looked at my phone. 6:16. Wow, I hadn't realised just how long we had been talking for. Emily must have been hungry, so I asked her if she wanted dinner.
Yeah.
And to the kitchen we went. I rummaged through the fridge and couldn't find any leftovers, which meant I was going to have to cook for the both of us. You guys got anything in your pantry? Emily shrugged.
Maybe. I'm not that tall enough to reach, so Mum and Dad helped me with it.
I opened up the pantry and looked through it. Flour, beans, a jar of peanut butter. I'm in a goddamn ingredient house, I thought to myself. Then I saw it. It was a box of macaroni and cheese, second to the top shelf. I grabbed it and put it on the counter. Okay, I said, opening the fridge again. Let's find some meat for this pasta. Hot dogs. As the water boiled, I saw Emily sitting at the dining table, looking out the big double windows showing the backyard. I figured something was wrong, so I decided to see what was up. Hey, I said, sitting down next to her. Is something up? Her next words froze me in place.
I don't like the way that dog is looking at me.
I was shocked and nervous all at the same time. That dog. The list of requirements rang out in my head again. If any dogs try to get into the house, don't let them. We don't own any pets. No pets. There was no pets. But this dog was right there. A full-grown pit bull. No pets. So then, why the hell was there a dog out in the yard? Emily? I asked, fear holding my heart with an iron grip. Do you know that dog?
No.
Just then, I heard the splash of water and looked over into the kitchen where the pot was waiting for the pasta. Water was flowing out of it quickly, so I had to go over and stop it. And just as I took it off the heat, I heard Emily scream.
No!
I rushed over, nearly slipping on the spilled water. She was still at the table, but she was balled up, knees to her chest, and her arms wrapped around them. She was in the beginning stages of a crying fit. What? I yelled. What happened? Emily looked at me, her face slicked with tears, and she pointed out into the yard.
The dog. It's gone.
I looked to where she pointed, and it was as she said. That goddamn dog was gone. Okay, did you see where it went? I asked, holding Emily by the shoulders.
It went that way.
She replied, pointing to the leftmost direction outside. I rushed over to the leftmost part of the house inside and looked out the window. My heart began to beat rapidly in my chest. There, out in the driveway, was another dog. This one looked like a Doberman. Where had the pit bull gone? Never mind that. There were more important things happening. It was standing on its hind legs, looking right at me. I felt Emily come up behind me and grab my hand.
What is it? What's it doing?
I looked down at her and lied.
I think it's doing a trick. You go upstairs. I don't think you'll have to look at it there.
I pointed up the stairs. Emily obliged and went up to what I assumed was her room. I turned back. The dog was at the door now. The only thing separating us was a big piece of wood.
What do you want?
I yelled. It was a pointless effort, but I was out of options. All that came from the other side were some taps on the door, clacking sounds like nails on wood. I went up to the door and locked it. Not that I thought it would do anything. I just had to placate myself.
What the hell do you want?
It wouldn't answer. I didn't like hurting animals, but again, I was out of options. I grabbed a rolling pin from the kitchen and unlocked the front door. I readied the pin and carefully opened the door. It wasn't there. I looked around. The dog just wasn't there. Not in the street, not in the driveway, nowhere. I just couldn't see it. I went out into the street and looked around. Nope, nothing was there.
Oh, what?
I laughed at myself.
You stupid moron. It was just a dog. You're in a suburb. Of course you're going to see a dog.
My inner breath was cut short by the heart-wrenching sound of one of the windows in the house shattering. I snapped out of my stupor. Emily. I rushed back to the house, and by the time I got inside, I could already hear the sounds of nails clacking on the hardwood floors. I bounded up the stairs. Making sure Emily was safe was the only thing on my mind, so I wasn't exactly thinking of myself. The hallway was long. There were about 5 rooms, but the only one with the door open was what I assumed was Emily's room. I rushed down to the doorway and stepped inside the room.
Emily, are you okay?
I asked, panting from the sudden exertion of energy. Her window was open, and the dog wasn't in there. I did notice some black dog hairs on the floor, so I assumed it must have jumped out the window. Emily was crying, but she quickly stopped. I kneeled down next to her and put a hand on her shoulder.
Hey, how are you doing? That dog was pretty scary, but I think it's gone now.
Emily looked up at me. The tips of her brunette hair darkened with tears.
I'm okay. Thank you for taking care of the dog.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. We'll do something.
I ended up ordering some pizza, and we just sat on the couch watching movies. I put her to bed at around 8 p.m. and stood in the room keeping watch over her. Nothing did end up happening for the rest of the night, until 5 a.m. When her parents got home, I didn't tell them the whole truth.
There were a couple of dogs and they barked and clawed at the doors. I kept Emily upstairs, and she's safe. It was just scary, but we're okay.
They accepted my answer and gave me $220 in cash. I thanked them and said I'd be back again tonight at 6 p.m. I think they liked me, which is nice because Emily is a good kid. About halfway through 3rd period, I received a text message from Emily's mother, Lindsay, 11:35.
Hey, did you dye Emily's hair last night? I won't be mad if you did. But if you're going to do stuff like that, you need to tell us.
I was so confused, but I responded anyways.
No. Does she not have brunette hair? Sorry if there's any confusion, but I didn't dye her hair.
The 3 dots came on and off the screen before Lindsay replied again.
No, she doesn't have brunette hair. She's a natural blonde. So either you dyed her hair, or you're lying to me.
My heartbeat began to rise. What did she mean? Was Emily not a natural brunette? A realisation hit me so hard I thought I'd pass out right there at my desk. I quickly responded to Lindsay.
Check under Emily's bed, and check outside in the bushes near the front door. Please do it quick.
After a few minutes, she texted me again.
What the hell? They aren't carcasses, but Jesus. It looks like someone skinned these dogs and left. Just the skin. What the hell? What do you know about this?
I responded, fingers shaking.
What kind of dogs do the skins look like?
She responded with something I'd hoped she wouldn't say.
A Doberman and a pit bull.
Skins, but no bodies. Skins without bodies. Skins. Skins.
Oh God, what the hell is happening?
I put my phone down and cradled my head in my hands. I couldn't see them again, not in person. I didn't know what was going to happen to that family, but I knew one thing. If they were in that house with whatever was wearing Emily's skin, they weren't safe. I was just thinking of how bad it would be if Lindsay found Emily's skin in her room, especially when I received one last text from her.
I think something's in the closet. I can see streaks of blonde hair coming through the slits in the door. I'm going to open it.
I don't think I'm going to babysit for this family anymore.